안녕하세요. Riding on the Korean wave. Welcome to Wednesday's edition of The Culture Wave. I'm Kwon-Soa in Seoul. Explore with us Korea's culture from K-entertainment to K-heritage, K-travel, K-everything. And before you know, you'll be booking your flight to Korea. Now for today's show, we're joined by our co-host Walter Lee. Hello, Walter.
Hello, Soa, and hello, everyone. I'm Walter Lee. I have the latest updates in K-entertainment world, so stay tuned.
And we also have our Arirang News Features reporter An Sung-jin with us. Welcome.
Hello, Soa. Hello, Walter. Hello to all of our viewers. My name is An Sung-jin, and I'm a News Features reporter here at Arirang. Great to be back.
All right, so Sung-jin, I heard you were at a place recently, a very important location where actually I think I was too recently, but you went to a part of it that's very important.
Right, a more specific part. So before I explain that area, I want to ask you guys, what's an area that you can avoid when you're traveling or when you're coming into the country?
My mom.
Oh, okay. Great answer. Walter?
I would say security.
Security, close enough. So it's actually the airport. And last week, I was lucky enough to attend the opening ceremony of the completion of the construction of Terminal 2. And I want you guys to all have a look at it together.
100 million passengers a year. That's how many people Incheon International Airport can now hold. After 7 years and approximately $3.6 billion, the expansion of Terminal 2 has been completed. Terminal 2 now allows an additional 23 million passengers and as a whole can hold up to 52 million passengers. Combining Terminals 1 and 2, Incheon International Airport now ranks third in terms of passenger capacity after Hong Kong and Dubai, and the airport is second in terms of international cargo volume.
This airport supports our citizens and the economy as it allows exchange of culture with people from abroad. There are more efforts needed, and we will work together for the best airport in the world.
The expansion extended out Terminal 2 by 750 meters on each side and added 75 more aprons alongside a fourth runway. Incheon International Airport is now the only airport in the world which has two airport terminals that can each hold up to 50 million passengers.
I would like to make Incheon International Airport an airport where people want to come. An airport that offers various cultural components so people can come to enjoy even if they don't necessarily travel somewhere.
The expansion is expected to add more cultural elements to what exists already. This observatory allows visitors to enjoy the view of the runway.
I'm actually a big fan of planes, so even if I'm not traveling anywhere, I just come to see them. It's nice that the airport has areas like this so people like me can come and enjoy it.
It's not just Terminal 2 that's been upgraded. Passengers waiting at the airport can now enjoy this new art space that highlights Korean culture.
The K-Culture Museum is located in the airport's transportation center. Organized by the Culture Ministry and the Korea Creative Content Agency, it hosts an immersive media art exhibition that showcases around 30 art pieces through large LED screens and mirrors.
We ended up passing by this area and my kid dragged me here. He really liked it, so I thought it was interesting and fun as well.
Incheon International Airport already saw a record figure for the number of passengers in the third quarter this year, and with the expansion of Terminal 2, that the number is only expected to further increase.
So, Sung-jin, really great news that the Incheon International Airport can now hold up more people. But is this expanded area now open to passengers?
Right, good point. So it actually officially opened yesterday, which is Korea time Tuesday, but the additional space won't be used just yet. The merger and acquisition process of Korean Air and Asiana has been delayed, which has resulted in a delay of the relocation of other airlines to Terminal 2. So the extra area may remain empty for a while.
And what are some ways that Incheon International Airport is looking to further develop exactly?
Right, another great point to mention, the airport is seeking other advances, and I'd like to mention a couple of key aspects that were talked about, especially from the president of the airport. He highlighted the digital transformation in terms of services. For example, biometric authentication based on arrival and departure procedures have already been introduced. And it also offers home drop and easy drop services, which allow passengers to send their luggage from home to the airport so they can travel baggage-free. It's also looking to become an AI innovation hub by bringing in domestic firms, including those in the IT sector, as well as startups to establish a R&D center.
So what you just pointed out about has got a lot to do with digital advancement, but are there maybe other components that are noteworthy to mention?
Right, so another keyword that the Incheon Airport is actually seeking is green airport, which implies that Asiana and the other airlines would be more or less looking to contribute to reducing any of the green pollution. So Incheon International Airport is also the first airport in Asia to join the RE100 initiative in 2022, placing itself as an eco-friendly airport leading in greenhouse gas reduction. Also, to add a bit more to what I've talked about in the report, I've already introduced 2 different locations, but to add on a bit more, the airport does have other artistic and cultural spaces. For example, Terminal 2 has outdoor gardens called the Korean Garden and the Lawn Garden that showcase traditional Korean architecture. So for our viewers who are transferring or perhaps stopping by at Korea, why not check out the special aspects of the airport?
I'd love
it's quite
to.
interesting. I mean, it's almost like the Incheon International Airport is becoming a tourist location in itself.
It is, and that is why we're seeing Incheon International Airport always on top of the list of the rankings.
Exactly.
Yes. So, Seongjin, thank you very much for that report. And I want to end this segment with a part of my opening, which is, and before you know, you'll be booking your flight to Korea.
Quite literally.
All right, thank you very much, Seongjin.
Thank you,
Thank you guys today.
Time now for our daily dose of K-Enter News with Walter Lee. Walter, we will start with a very famous band worldwide, 17.
Yes, 17 just seem to be getting bigger and bigger every time I talk about them. And 17 have now topped Japan's Oricon weekly singles chart with their 4th Japanese single pronounced Shoi Kigen. Now, according to Oricon on Tuesday, Shoi Kigen sold approximately 418,000 copies during the latest weekly singles chart period, securing the #1 spot. Now, this marks the highest first week sales for a single by an overseas artist released in Japan this year. Now, with this, 17 have achieved their 4th consecutive #1 on Oricon's weekly singles chart with the singles released in Japan. This is following Fallen Flower, Not Alone, and Power of Love. So Oricon stated that this is the most consecutive #1 records achieved by an overseas artist.
And you also have some exciting news regarding their next big performances.
Yes, I do. The boy group will also perform at the 2024 Billboard Music Awards set to take place in Los Angeles on December 12th local time. Now, according to the Billboard Music Awards, on their social media channels, on Monday, 17 will perform their song Love, Money and Fame. The group is also nominated for the Top K-pop Touring Artist category this year.
Nice. And now, unfortunately, we're going to move over to a slightly troubling issue in the K-pop world.
Yes, it is quite troubling. So on Monday, SM Entertainment posted an update on Girls' Generation member Taeyeon's official account regarding legal action being taken against defamatory, insulting, and sexual harassment posts, comments targeting the artist. Now, according to SM Entertainment, to date, with the help of reports and from fans and from our own monitoring, we have collected thousands of pieces of evidence of malicious posts and comments about Taeyeon from multiple platforms. Based on this evidence, we have been filing and submitting hundreds of complaints to investigative agencies for charges such as defamation and insults.
And it is not only Taeyeon, but we're also hearing a legal case regarding IU, famous singer and songwriter and actress, of course.
Yes, of course. So on Tuesday, a judge at the Seoul court issued a woman in her 30s that will identify as Ms. A with a fine of 3 million Korean won, which is just over 2,000 American dollars, for insulting comments. Now, Ms. A was prosecuted for posting 4 comments back in April 2022 that disparaged IU's outfit and her singing ability. Now, during the final hearing, prosecutors requested a 4-month prison sentence for Ms. A. Now, Ms. A argued in her defense, "I merely expressed my opinions based on objective facts, although I used some insulting language within the posts." She also pleaded leniency, claiming to suffer from mental illness, which affected her ability to write coherently. However, the court has rejected these claims.
Well, it is an unfortunate issue that we are seeing these malicious comments on the internet, but it is fortunate that we are also seeing these legal proceedings. So let's hope that everything settles out well. Now, finally, some news on a Disney Plus series coming to the screens.
Yes, we did talk a little bit last week about Disney Plus series is coming to our screens. Now, on Tuesday, there was a press conference that was held for the Disney Plus series Light Shop. So the event was attended by Cho Ji-hoon, Park Bo-young, Kim So-hyun, who is formerly of K-pop girl group AOA, Om Tae-gu, Lee Jong-un, and Kim Min-ha, best known for her lead actress as in the drama series Pachinko, if anyone knows. Now, the story revolves around a man who operates a small light shop that appears ordinary at first glance, but is far from typical. Now, the shop becomes a gathering place for spirits, some who linger between life and death, and each bringing their own unique story. Now, the series consists of 8 episodes, with the first 4 episodes premiering on Wednesday, that's today.
Excited about that series.
It does sound
Thank you
exciting.
very much, Walter, for those updates.
And we'll see you soon.
And now let's turn to our AI anchor Ari for other culture-related news.
Welcome to the Culture Wave AI News. Here's our top story of the day. Korea's chang-making culture is now a UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage. The announcement was made during the 19th session of the Intergovernmental Committee for UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage, currently underway in Paraguay. The committee acknowledged chang culture as a core element of Korean culinary heritage, emphasizing that chang-making practices, which are passed down through generations, reflect rich family history and tradition. Chang refers to fermented sauces made from soybeans. Korea now boasts 23 entries on the list, including its traditional mask dance and haenyeo, female divers in Jeju. The Seoul Moon, a moon-shaped air balloon offering panoramic views of the Hanggang River and Yeouido cityscape, has attracted 20,000 passengers within its first 100 days of operation. The Seoul city government says the balloon has completed over 1,800 accident-free flights, generating over $350,000 in revenue in just 3 months. Notably, 1 in 5 passengers has been an international tourist, highlighting the Seoul Moon's growing reputation as a premier tourist attraction. It operates from 12 p.m. to 10 p.m., Tuesday through Sunday, with each ride lasting approximately 15 minutes. The number of international cruise ships docking at Korea's southern port of Yeosu in Jeollanam-do province is set to increase significantly next year. Yeosu City has confirmed the arrival of 8 international cruise ships next year, which will bring approximately 15,000 visitors in total. This marks the highest number of cruise ship arrivals since the COVID-19 pandemic. Notable vessels such as the US-based Norwegian Sky, Japan's Mitsui Ocean Fuji, and Italy's Costa Serena will be making their first visits to Yeosu. To capitalize on this opportunity, the city plans to enhance its efforts to attract more cruise ships and tourists by expanding support for tour guides and interpretation services. That's all for today. Keep it tuned to the Culture Wave.
Every week, we connect live to a correspondent overseas to fill us in on K-culture news in their respective countries. They have been selected based on their love and interest in Korean culture. Today, we will go over to Southeast Asia. South Korea and Laos celebrate 30 years of diplomatic relations next year. Over the past 3 decades, the two countries have expanded cooperation and exchanges in many areas, including the economy, culture, and education. We are now connected to our K correspondent, Pusavan Chanmala in Laos. Hello, Pusavan.
Hi, Pusavan.
Hi, Sua. Hi, Walter.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So please
hello.
introduce yourself to the Culture Wave viewers and tell us a bit about your connection to Korea as well as your affection for Korea.
Hi, my name is Pusawan Janmala, or you can call me Puki. So I started my Korean learning since I was 15 because of Korean drama. And after I graduated my high school, I flew all the way to Korea, and now I finished my bachelor degrees in theater and film.
Oh.
And now I'm currently a freelancer working in translations and filming sites.
All right. So, wow, since you were 15, you started to have that interest in Korea and learned the language, even flew to Korea. That is really interesting. Now, the popularity of Hallyu, or the Korean wave, has been gaining momentum in Laos lately. So tell us more about the situation there, and also how have things changed from when the K-wave first started to grow years ago?
Well, when I first started learning Korean, when I first started listening to K-pop, there was just a small group of people loving K-pop song, love to dance, love to sing. But nowadays, it's just really huge in Laos. Even in restaurant, we can hear the Korean songs coming out. Especially this day, the Apatu song from Rosé of Blackpink really make a big hit in Laos.
Now that Korea and Korean culture is widely known to people in Laos, it's not difficult to find events or even activities taking place related to Korea. Is that right?
Yes, it's true. Like these days, every year there are like 2 to 3 K-pop dance contests in Laos, where the young generation, they dance to the K-pop song, they do the performance as they were the idol themselves. And it's really big. And also for the K-food related stuff, you can easily find the pochang matcha, like the red umbrellas in Laos, here in Laos at night too.
So Pojang Matcha, of course, being very famous for having a drink and also some very K foods there. So let's talk a little bit more specifically about K content and K movies, as that's your specialty. As you mentioned, you majored theater and film. So do you see Korean films having an impact on Laos's film industry?
Yes, it does. Like these days, they have been going around in the major cineplex. Last time I went, there was Exhuma, the Pamyo, the Korean famous film that featured Kim Go-eun, and another film is Love in the Big City, which also featured Kim Go-eun. She really have been her big year this year. And I would say the Pamyo is like, it's kind of historical based. We, as a Lao people, most people, they do believe in ghosts. After they see the films, they really love it and they really dig into the culture and the beliefs of Korean.
Well, that actually comes on to my next question. What would you say are the most favorite genres or features of Korean movies in Laos?
Well, Korean movies in Laos, there's no specific genre, but mostly Laos people love to watch horror movie and sci-fi kind of genre because they can easily find a romantic comedy, a dark comedy in Laos. But for the horror movie and sci-fi kind of genre, they don't really have in Laos. So I remember every time Korean have the sci-fi genre film, there's always make a really huge in Laos. Like last time it was All Along with the God. There were 3 seasons. It really make a big hit in Laos.
Right, and as you just, let's continue a little bit talking about Exuma, as you did mention that having ghosts in the movie is also very attractive in Laos as well because of some of the cultural backgrounds that maybe South Korea and Laos share. So in what ways do you think Korean movies resonate with the cultural background in Laos?
I think it would be the society and beliefs, I would say. Like Korean movie always had its depth in character design and putting the plot together along with like the culture and historical history based it. So I think it's resonate mostly on the culture in Laos. And most people when they watch Korean film, there's kind of thing that really provoke that emotion because we like neighbors, we like siblings somehow. So after they watch Korean film, they kind of so many specific things that they could relate to the character and the story.
I see. And you mentioned before that you actually started to have interest in Korea because of K-drama. So also in terms of other K-contents besides K-movies, what K-drama currently is popular in Laos? I bet many watch them on the OTT platforms.
Yes, these days, if you base on OTT platform, it would be Lovely Runner, 손재 없고 튀어, that one, and Love Next Door, 엄마 친구 아들. That one is really famous right now in Laos. And the previous one would be Queen of Tears, that feature Kim Soo-hyun. It's really famous in Laos, and most of Lao people, they really went to Korea to the filming site and do the remake the scene that they love.
Now, has the rise in interest in K-movies and K-content led to more interest in learning the Korean language by any chance?
Yes, of course. I would count myself in for these questions. I also started learning Korean after I watched Korean drama. And also my friends, like, they also learn Korean because of watching the drama. After like one episode, they started saying 감사합니다, 고마워요. And after that, they start learning Kannada Ramapasa. And some of them even go through like the topic tests for that.
And I also heard actually that in Laos they have more and more secondary schools actually teaching Korean at school as well. Now, speaking of which, I believe that next year we're going to have even more exchanges between South Korea and Laos because of the 30th anniversary of diplomatic ties coming up. So how do you see the cultural exchange between the two countries? And personally, which sectors do you want to see more vibrant exchange in?
Well, as I can see more Korean tourists in Laos these days, we are more like neighbors that live 5 hours sky drive away, away from each other. I would and in the future, I would expect more like K-pop festival and food fair, both in Laos and Korea.
That sounds like a good idea. Okay, let's do hope for increased cooperation and exchange on those fronts between Laos and South Korea. So thank you very much, Pusavan, for connecting with us today.
Thank you, Pusavan.
Thank you for having me here today too. And I would thank you, K-Culture Wave viewers, for viewing this episode and hope you enjoy.
Thank you very much. And thank you, Walter, as always. We'll see you back later this week. Thank you for spending the past half an hour with us on the Culture Wave, and hope you join us again on Thursday at 2 p.m. Korea time and maybe one day here in Korea.